And the Trump administration has declared the U.S. cities war zones, and now President Trump is threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act. The U.S. president openly talked about using emergency power under the Insurrection Act after a federal judge in Oregon temporarily halted a National Guard deployment in Portland, while another judge in Illinois allowed a similar move to proceed for now in Chicago.
I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. I mean, I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have to make sure that our cities are safe.
According to a presidential memo, Trump has called into service 300 members of the Illinois National Guard to protect ICE and other federal personnel. Illinois officials had filed a suit seeking to block the deployment in Chicago, but Judge April Perry, an appointee of Joe Biden, declined to issue an immediate temporary restraining order. She has scheduled a full hearing on the matter later and asked the government to inform the court to provide more information. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has defended the plan to send troops to Chicago, claiming that the third largest U.S. city is a war zone. The debate mushroomed after it became known that Republican-led Texas was planning to send 200 of its federalized National Guard troops to Illinois, a move that infuriated Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker.
I have called upon Governor Abbott to immediately withdraw his support for this decision and refuse to allow Texas National Guard members to be used in this way. Let me be clear. Donald Trump is using our service members as political props and as pawns in his illegal effort to militarize our nation's cities.
Trump's comments about the centuries-old Insurrection Act came just minutes after Pritzker warned that Trump was creating a premeditated escalation of violence as a pretext to invoke the emergency powers.
The Trump administration is following a playbook: cause chaos, create fear and confusion, make it seem like peaceful protesters are a mob by firing gas pellets and tear gas canisters at them. Why? To create the pretext for invoking the Insurrection Act so that he can send military troops to our city.
Trump has similarly called Portland war-ravaged. However, a district judge has issued a temporary block on the troop deployment in Oregon, saying the president's determination was simply untethered to the facts. The White House said it will appeal the court's decision on Portland. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt has said that the administration was very confident in the president's legal authority to do this. And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Denani has sent us this report from New York.
Officials in Oregon and Illinois are fighting what they call President Trump's invasion of their cities after he ordered hundreds of Texas National Guard troops to Chicago and Portland for federal protection missions. A federal judge in Oregon temporarily blocked the deployment there, but no such order exists in Illinois, at least not yet, and troops are already on their way to Chicago. Illinois officials sued, arguing that the move threatens public safety and inflames tension. President Trump said on Monday that he would be willing to invoke the Insurrection Act if courts or governors continue to block his deployment of military forces. Susan Terrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.